What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to LTQ Wrestling Podcast. The Raw debut on Netflix is officially in the books. A lot went on this show. A lot of legends appeared. About four total matches, which for a 3 hour show was not a lot of action, I will say, but it is what it is. QJ, how we feeling? And did you like the Raw Netflix debut overall?
It's pretty good. Yeah, it was all right. Crowd was a little bit, mid. Could have been a little bit better.
Yeah, the crowd really wasn't that good throughout this show. Let's talk about the main event, though. Seth Rollins and CM Punk, the match mostly everybody wanted to see, including myself. Big rivalry, dream match. Pat McAfee said it multiple times on commentary. Dream matchup right here. And they put on a show. A lot of finishers done, move thieves, kick outs. They went about 18, 20 minutes. I mean, they put on a good main event here, and it did not disappoint. QJ, what do you think about Punk and Rollins and Punk getting the win here?
Uh, the one was okay. I mean, either I would have flipped the coin whoever won that. Yeah, I like seeing the move thieves and stuff like that. I feel they could have showcased a little more like some of their move sets. I feel like I feel like they ain't do too much of spots. Uh, Finishes was okay, but that pedigree, I don't know. I feel like Rollins need to stop doing it and just do his other move. And because I don't mind you using a finisher from somebody else, but it needs to end the match a good amount of times too. Because now you're gonna make the finisher seem like it's nothing. And he won multiple championships with the pedigree, Triple H. So yeah, overall it was all right though. Probably the best match on the card.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. Definitely the best wrestling match. And it's definitely at the end of this feud. I don't think they're definitely going to have at least probably two more matches. And not really surprised Punk got the win here. We've all heard the rumors about Punk possibly being in a world title match at WrestleMania. You want to get him, heading into the Rumble with some momentum or heading into WrestleMania season with some momentum. So this isn't really surprising. And really what surprised me was the clean ending. A lot of fans were speculating, is it going to be a double count out or is it going to be a DQ? I heard some fans saying Becky and AJ Lee were going to come out there, which is highly unlikely. I was surprised Becky didn't show up on this show, I will say. But overall, great match. I thought they kicked ass during it. And this show overall, me and QJ are about to go through a little bit. I thought the show was okay. I didn't really think it was anything special. Obviously, a lot of legends showed up, talked. Undertaker literally just drove a motorcycle around the ring and he was out. I mean, it's all about just popping the rating, really. I mean, that's what it's about. But The Rock, he kicked off the show, came out, pretty much just hyping up the crowd, talking about the history of being on Netflix and they're now worldwide. Everybody can watch their show. He gave Cody his flowers, which is surprising. I don't really think it was him in the final boss character. It was more just him being Dwayne The Rock Johnson and hyping up the crowd and talking about, just the Netflix move and what's in store. And obviously, he's a part of the board of directors of WWE. So he's a big part of what they do when he is there and not doing Hollywood stuff. He pretty much said, Roman Reigns is the tribal chief. And then Solo and Roman Reigns happened. Tribal combat for the Ula Fala, for the tribal chief crown. Who will be the true tribal chief? And for me, the match started off a little slow, but I thought it picked up. Obviously, anything goes. They used a table, they used a chair, they used a kendo stick, they used the announce table. I mean, they used a little bit of everything they could in this match, and interference was expected. Jacob Fatu and Tamatunga came out. They hit their finishers on Reigns. Jacob Fatu did his moonsault, the Samoan Spike. Reigns kicked out of that. And then out came Jimmy and Sammy, which Jay wasn't out there because he had a match later on that night with Drew McIntyre. They hit him with the super kick, the I always forget Sami Zayn's finisher. God dang.
Move kick.
Yeah, haluva kick. Thank you. And then they hit the spear. Solo kicked out. Me and QJ popped for that. I didn't think they were going to have a kick out of that. That threw me on a loop. And then Reigns took back control. And Kevin Owens came out. And that surprised me. But KO's just pissed off at everybody right now. He don't give a damn. He stunners Reigns. And Reigns still kicks out. And it's like, whoa, what is it going to take? I mean, they're hitting each other with three finishers and stunners. And then Cody Rhodes comes out. And he attacks KO. And then Roman Reigns takes control, does the ooh ah double spear, pin 1, 2, 3. Reigns is back to being the original tribal chief. And before we talk about what happened after the match, QJ, what is your overall thoughts on this tribal combat match and everything that happened in this?
It wasn't bad. Just I know that match got a lot of time. It's just the pacing. Like this, it was just so slow, the whole pace. And after a while, towards the end it got more exciting. But they gotta just fix the pacing. Um, like you would start up slow, but then try to move up a little bit faster. I feel like they was stalling a lot of time to do certain spots, especially when Roman was hitting with the chair. When he tried to go for he had Samoa's head on the chair, and he had another chair, stuff like that. But yeah, like you said, a lot of kickouts. We didn't know what was gonna take, who was gonna win. We thought Solo was gonna pull a big upset there. Overall, it was all right. Seeing everybody come out, I guess.
Yeah, and after the match, Reigns is celebrating with Paul Heyman, and The Rock comes out. And The Rock asks Heyman for the Ula Fala. Heyman obviously gives it to him, and he puts the Ula Fala on Roman Reigns. Sign of respect from the family, and maybe a teaser for a potential WrestleMania match between these two. Who knows what The Rock's really going to be doing? They didn't seem like they were going towards him and Cody on this show. They had them be more on good terms than bad. So, QJ, I'll ask you this: should that be the move? Rock and Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. What do you think?
I wouldn't mind it. I mean, might as well let it get out the way. I saw them staring at each other. I thought Rock was actually going to do something to him. But yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing it.
Yeah, I think it would cook, honestly. It's going to happen eventually. Might as well get out of the way now. Who knows what Cody's going to be doing? We've heard rumors about Cena, maybe Punk. So who knows with him? Speaking of Cena, he came out next. Crowd was electric, as they always are for John Cena. He comes out to the ring. He talks a little bit about the Netflix move, how he's grateful to be here, and talks about his history in California and how he used to work at a gym and he was living in his car and all the history of him there. And that's where he really won his first world title, all that stuff. And he's talking about, I know everybody wants to see me win my 17th world title, but I don't think I deserve or earned it. And the crowd starts booing. And he's talking about how he hasn't won a match in, I think, 7 years now, since 2018. And it's going to take a miracle to make it happen. Maybe a Money in the Bank win and the crowd pops. Maybe an Elimination Chamber win, the crowd pops. And he says, or maybe I should win the Royal Rumble again. A huge pop from the crowd. And Cena officially declares he's going to try to be, or not try to be, but he's going to try to win the Royal Rumble, be in the Royal Rumble, try to win it for a third time. So, QJ, obviously you're a big Cena fan. What do you think about his segment here? And are you excited he's going to be in the Royal Rumble this year?
Yeah, it was a good segment. Yeah, I'm excited. Like you said, this is his last run, and I'm glad he said that fans probably didn't need to pay attention to that. He like you said, he feel like he don't deserve it. He hasn't won in a long time, and he needs to prove it. So it's good that, like you say, he wrestling the whole time he there. His last run, he like say gonna be wrestling on Raw matches too. So that's a good way to prove it. You know what I mean? Like start from that beginning, and then all right, yeah, and then we see oh yeah, all right, he deserves it to be at that spot for one last time. Not just put him right in there. So at least I'm glad he acknowledged that. And I think fans was booing that when he said that, but I mean, speaking real on that. Um, yeah, I'm excited. I mean, Royal Rumble. Uh, who knows? He may be in the chamber too. Who knows? But I'm ready for it though.
Should be exciting. I mean, he's definitely in the hunt to probably be a favorite to win it. I think him, Punk, really those two are the only two I really see winning the men's. We'll have to see. I mean, a lot could happen between now and February 1st. Pretty sure that's when the Rumble is, maybe February 2nd. Good segment from Cena here, though. We'll have to see what the plan is for him going forward. And it's just good to see him back. Really dope shirt he was wearing. I saw the Never Give Up towel, not the Never Give Up, One Last Time towel, whatever towel he had. Really cool. It's good to see Cena back in the fold for his last run. So we had Liv against Rhea for the Women's World Heavyweight Championship. And thank goodness it's their last match. Hopefully they're having, because I am damn tired of this goddamn feud. I like both of them, but I feel like they really dropped the ball with this feud. But nonetheless, they had one more match. And I'll be honest, I didn't really care for the match too much. I mean, they hit some finishers, but other than that, not much else to really talk about here, really. I mean, Rhea hit like a side, or not side, like a side choke slam, and then Liv hit the Three Amigos frog splash. Other than that, I mean, I don't really think there's much else to really say. I mean, Rhea gets the win. She's back to being champion. It's a title she never lost. Who knows who she'll face at WrestleMania? We'll have to see when Becky and Charlotte come back. Maybe they have Io Sky win the Rumble and she faces Rhea. We'll have to see. But all in all, not really a memorable match. QJ, what do you think about Liv and Rhea for the Raw Women's World Championship?
Well, it was an okay match. Not really a memorable. I mean, it could have definitely went on a little bit longer. I wanted them to kind of showcase a little more, and if this was their last match, I expected to really be like feel like a last match. Like y'all ain't gonna be facing each other in a while, and it was a championship match too. On top of that, I mean, yeah, they both kicked out of finishes, cool, but gotta let them showcase a little bit more, especially if this was their last match. Plus, this was the first Raw on Netflix, so I'm expecting to see a little bit more. Not really too much memorable though, but other than that, I'm glad the feud's over. I was reading some comments. Some said that they glad it is over. Some say they glad it's not. No, some say they y'all did live dirty, stuff like that. But I mean, either way, it was time to um, get that feud over regardless. Whoever won, but like you said, Rhea never really lost, so I mean, makes sense for her to win it. But yeah, matches, all right.
Yeah, nothing to write home about. After the match, Dom tries to beat Dom. He goes in for the hug, like, take me back, Rhea. And she hits him with the riptide. And that's the end of that. So I don't know where Judgment Day goes from here. I know Finn and Damian are still feuding. It just feels like ever since Priest and Rhea left Judgment Day, they've really lost a lot of their luster, and it's just hard to care about. And I like a lot of the people in the group. It's just I don't know. Something with Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley leaving really hurt that group. So we'll see what the plan is moving forward with them. And really what the plan is for Liv moving forward. Does she take a break now? Who does she feud with? Is she even in the plans for WrestleMania? That's really something we're gonna have to wait and see. We had Jay Uso against Drew McIntyre in the next match, and not a horrible match. I didn't really get into it too much. I think they worked their asses off in this match, but man, Jay didn't do a whole lot at all in this match. A lot of super kicks. I mean, every time I looked up, Jay hitting a super kick, super kick, super kick. I was reading a bunch of comments saying they should send Jay back to the performance center and learn how to do some moves. I mean, I don't think a lot of people are fans of Jey Uso. A lot of people say he just has the yeet catchphrase and the hyped entrance. That's it. He's not a good worker. And I'm not hating on Jay. I like Jay. I just going off what a lot of people are saying about him. Drew ends up losing here, and I understand it for his character because Drew is just pissed off, and this adds more fire to his character of being like, F everybody, I just got screwed again. And this also adds to him and KO letting their emotions get the best of them in matches because they always either get too angry, they're angry at the ref, or they just get too fired up and focus on the wrong thing. I think that's what happened to Drew here. QJ, what do you think about, or what do you think about Jey Uso against Drew?
That match was it was all right. I mean, Jay didn't really do that much. Like just spamming super kicks and let's bring out some move sets. Like they gotta stop. You know, they gotta stop thinking that move sets don't exist. Like bring out your move sets. And we get to the finishes later. You kick out, whatever. But yeah, I guess it was cool. Drew lost. Like you said, it builds up the character since he's so pissed off now. He's gonna get even more revenge. Overall, it's all right match. Um, I don't know. Like I said, look at how the crowd is too. The crowd when the crowd's not really into it, like the match could be good, and then but if the crowd not really into it, it just seems like, dang, you wish it was a different crowd.
Yeah, the crowd was really not good. I expected better from an LA crowd. It's a brand new stadium that the Clippers owner built. It's a really dope stadium. It's a shame this crowd wasn't really into it. But they definitely showed a lot of emotion towards the next person who came out, Hulk Hogan. Not really a lot to say about this. Really, just he got the hell boot out of him during this. I mean, man, they don't like Hogan due to his history. I was reading a lot of comments before the show started. A lot of fans are pissed off Hogan. He was even scheduled to be on this show, and now his beer company's working with WWE. And when he ripped off his shirt with the Netflix thing and his beer, the crowd was just raining in boos. So Hogan's not really real liked. I get it. You know, he's one of the most important people in the history of wrestling, but man, as a person, he is not really well liked. And you know, it is what it is. I've never really been a big Hogan supporter myself. So I mean, look, it is what it is with there. And then we already talked about Punk and Rollins. Like we said, good main event, ended the show. Overall, not really as good of a show as I thought it would be. Yes, it had a lot of legends. Yes, it had a lot of, you know, moments, but match quality, besides Punk and Rollins and Solo and Reigns, I wasn't really into this show a lot. And 4 matches in 3 hours to me, you got to at least put 6. I mean, I know you got legends. I know you got The Rock coming out there, and he's going to take about 40 minutes to do a promo. And I know Jay has about a 40-minute entrance and all this other shit, but damn. So, QJ, I'll ask you this. In this video, 1 out of 10 rating, what would you give the Raw debut on Netflix?
Overall, I'll give it a 6. Um, like you said, they do a good job of bringing the legends because, you know, everybody definitely tuned in. I feel like if the legends wasn't there, they wasn't showing up, I doubt it would have been too much people tuning in. But other than that, I mean, yeah, just those 2 matches, Reigns, Solo, and Punk and Rollins. That was pretty much it. Well, you know, the first match has to be good, and the last match. So overall, it's all right. Not too much excitement, but I don't know. I feel if the crowd, if it was a different type of crowd, maybe my number would have went up higher. But other than that, yeah.
Yeah, agreed. I feel like the crowd was like a lot of, I mean, there's a lot of celebrities in the crowd. There are some celebrities who are wrestling fans, like Topanga, Danielle Fishel, and Vanessa Hudgens are wrestling fans. But John Stewart, I can't think of his name. He's a writer we used to be a writer. I can't think of his name at the moment. Something Stewart, excuse me. But like a lot of them aren't really wrestling fans. So they're just there to be there. They don't know who to pop for. They don't know how to get into it. There's probably just a lot of casuals there. And that's the problem with a lot of WWE crowds is a lot of these fans that go are just casual fans. They only know the big names like the Roman Reigns, the Cenas, the Rocks, the Rollins, the Punks. They don't really know a lot of the other people like Damian Priest and people like that. So they don't really know what to get into. They're just there kind of just looking at it like this the whole time, not even really getting up, getting down, just kind of like going through the motions, just watching the match. And obviously in New Japan, they do that as a sign of respect. But in the United States, that's just like a crowd just kind of being dead during it. But all in all, solid show. Not the best show. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed our review of it. Make sure to like and subscribe for new wrestling content every single week on the LTQ Wrestling Podcast channel. We'll be having more content up this week. Peace.
Peace.